Yeah, man, what's going down, red brick people? Huh? Now, we said bada boom, bada bing. Red brick souls out there. What's going down, man? Huh? Who's conspiring? It looks like the more the red brick people talk about stuff, the more red brick stuff gets torn down. Man, anybody out there? Let's see here. Well, here we are in the gathering. The gathering before the storm, they tell us. Some of these government officials with their conspirers tell you you might not make it. The aliens are coming, they tell you. They're the aliens, folks. They're the sci-fi gobbledygook. You know what I mean? Like your Joe Rogans. You know, fake as they come. Working for the conspirers himself. Conspiring. You know, look, a couple years ago when the red brick people talking about it, he started having, they're all standing behind the red bricks. Red bricks everywhere, right? In the sonic color. Chaos. Red bricks. See? And got posters of Elvis and Jimi Hendrix behind them, right? Huh? And think, Priscilla Presley's got a program right now on Netflix called Agent Elvis. You know, conspiring to co-sign what the conspirers were already talking about that they were doing. Just pretty weird, man, huh? Yeah, pretty weird. Anybody out there, man? We got any people out there? Let's see, we'll take a look real quick, see if we got any people out there. Yeah, we got a full charge on that piece of Wi-Fi brain scattering device. What were we doing again? What were we doing again, smartphone? Oh yeah, I remember now. Huh. Yeah, we're going to have you phone in with questions about meltology or whatever you want to kick it about, you know, because there's so many things that we could kick it about that really we don't know about, that we might have the answer or you might have the answer for us. See what I mean? So that's how we look at it here in the red brick world, you know? Just met you, realize. Surprise. Words. Words are spells, right? We hear that all the time, or maybe not enough, because people still ain't getting it. Still want to believe in the nonsense of this world. And we need to get past that, folks. We need to get past the nonsense. Well, so far, it looks like a whole pretty good stream here. And we're going to check the audio here. Nobody tells me if the audio is good or bad. Oh, fuck that. Fuck that phone, right? Smartphone's making us stupid, right? Right. When they don't know what you're about, like meltology, they just don't know. They'll put you down. And they don't know what you're talking about. So we gotta start making it clear what meltology is and what it means. You know? You know, like 2022, I did a little thing about meltumentary. Okay, I called it. And what a meltumentary is, a word description for explaining that all the mountains are melted buildings. See? It's similar to a documentary. Meltologists discard most of the lies that the geologist and archaeology world regurgitates out of their mouths. You know what I mean? So geology has really done nothing but muddy the waters of what really happened in this realm, along with the the volcanologists and the historians for that matter. Everything is a lie. And I'm certain you've heard the phrase, the term, if you are a truther in the truther community. Yet I don't want to focus on all the lies we have been given. Rather, I want to show you what we have been informed about. With that being said, let me give and get to the point. We say here in the Red Brick community that all the mountains are melted buildings. Yes, all the mountains are melted buildings. And it sounds absurd. I know I felt the same way, and I heard someone tell me that the mountains are melted buildings. Okay? But after hearing that, I began extensive study, and I found the story is to be true. So I began with learning about people who study mountains and geology and volcanology and fake historians. Like the 11-year-old little girl they gave us, little Samantha Smith that tells us all the presidents are related when we already said it 10 years ago, right? So it took 11-year-old SS Secret Society girl to tell us that all the presidents are related when we said it 10 years ago and we were called conspiracy theorists. So anyway, like Greta informed us, how dare you, huh? Like Greta on your phone, smartphones. Smartphones have dumbed down the ruling class, and this Greta, one of the Greta stories with the SS, more SS girls, blows us away to how dumb they're becoming with these smartphones. So what is the study of mountains called? Okay? It defines mountanology as the study of mountains, specifically study of the physical, chemical, and geological and biological aspects of mountains regions. Also the study of the lifestyles and economic concerns of the people living in these regions. See? What is a volcanologist? Look into all these things, and what you're going to find out in the end, it's basically all garbage. What they would tell you is tectonic plates and this caused this and that is absolutely absurd. It's all been melted, okay? And they're hiding this from you because it's that obvious that you can see it with your own naked eye. Once you come to terms that some great meltdown happened, you go into any inner city and you see why it's sunk down and why it's melted in areas. Wherever you go, in the woods you'll find red bricks. Everywhere you'll find red bricks. It's all been melted, folks. So that's what we try to tell you on the Red Brick channel, and also on the Chief Joseph channel. With me, I always host that there. My handle there is the Black Mirror Walker. On Red Bricks, I'm Red Brick Bob. One and the same. It's me, sounding off. And we could create more channels. I try to encourage other people to create channels. And my hope is we start. I don't know if I have anybody in the chat or not. I can't see the chat. I'm using the software. So I didn't have that opportunity to look at the chat. I started to on my phone, but it needs a charge. So anyway, we thought we'd have a call in, so we put the number out there. So give me a call, anybody, if you got any questions about anything. I got an AI bot that's busy, going to help me answer any question you have. I don't care what it is. I have an AI bot ready here to help me answer any question anybody has. We don't have all the answers, but you want some questions that are hard to get, and you're looking for some help somewhere, let us know here today. Call in, give us a question, we'll answer it right now, live in the Black Mirror on the Red Brick channel. So give us a call in, and any question you ask us, the layers of the atmosphere, our Earth, we'll tell you them quickly. If you don't know that already, we're telling you even quicker. You want it quick, concise? What do you want to know? Where's the best area that holds electrical charge in our atmospherical layers? I think that would be in the troposphere, the first layer, the first 12 miles up. You can harness a lot of electricity there. Then you have what? The troposphere, or the stratosphere rather. And then you have the mesosphere, and the thermosphere, and the exosphere, right? So, and then from the exosphere, space. So they tell us these 5 layers that are between us and space, and then thereafter it's space, and I tell you thereafter it's water. Okay? You have a chunk of veil and then water. And that's the gist of it. And you could see that. You could even see that when you see a sundog. No, that sun's refracting off your veil. It's off your veil in that water. And it's like, it gives a lens effect. Play around with a mirror and a laser and lights, and start understanding light and light refraction. And you'll understand your realm more, that you're stationary and the wheels in the sky keep turning. So there it is. So you could learn about the Milky Way. The Milky Way is the tear in your veil. Okay? NASA and those will give you all this googly gop information about what the Milky Way is, billions of this, and how many light years away it is. And I tell you, it's not that far away. Okay, about 65 miles away. And that's what you see, and it's a tear in your veil. Yeah, it's a tear in our veil, folks. When this earth melted, it got put out very quickly, and the water came through that area right there. And it even left a spiral signature in its veil after it healed itself. How it healed itself, I don't know, but the veil is sealed, and we're not flooded no more, are we? We're still drying out, see? And many of the structures and cities are still underwater, melted. Just like we said, this earth was melted and then flooded. Melted first and then flooded. Whatever narrative you give, whatever historical event, what biblical event, it don't matter. It matches the pattern that this realm was melted, because you can look at the mountains and it's conclusive that they are and were buildings that have melted. Infrastructures of these people that have been mining, they know all this time that they've been mining inside of melted buildings. But do not divulge that to the mainstream. You can't know the truth. And they tell you about the hollow earth people. They show you areas in our own America. Hollow earth was melted buildings. Okay, melted buildings there, folks. These people lived there, and there was electricity and everything. And buildings collapsed inside of buildings. They had buildings inside of buildings. Some buildings were so big. So look, there's one building that was so big, and the writings on the wall showed it was all women that lived there. And it was a huge, what we call a mountain today. You know? So we could talk for a week, month, and a year just about that. But that's the facts. See? So, I don't know if we got anybody out there today. We could check, maybe we'll see if we got anybody out there kicking it with us today in the chat, or it's just me chatting away again. See, that's what happens sometimes. It just sends up you just chatting away to your damn self, you know. But we jamming anyway. Well, we got one watching, they say. Yeah, but it seems choppy. It seems real choppy, but it don't show up choppy in the field. I'm gonna look. It says we got an excellent connection, so it seems like everything is working good. So we've been working with some bots, answering questions, and we had one about the melted, flooded. You know, about this earth being melted and flooded, and we try to give that description in our blogs as well as in our videos. Talk about atmosphere and their atmospheric layers and where it's best suited to harness electricity atmospherically. I believe it's in the troposphere. in that range there. But I haven't tested anything higher than that, and I would love to. If you're in the stratosphere, you could probably, with something that high, you could probably, that's what you're talking, 50 to 31 miles high. So, and then altogether, you look at everything that they tell you about your layers, and you get to the top, and it's almost like the top layer before space is 65, 66. Ain't that funny? 66 miles. So it probably is 66. See? And they just don't want you to know that. Or they'd say, oh, that'd be fake. But it's like 65 miles to the top of the exosphere, to our veil. It's on the other side of that. So 65 miles about. See? Well, I'll say playing about 85 kilometers, 53 miles high. This layer is no extreme temperatures, blah, blah, blah. See? See, yeah. So there it is, folks. So about, I tell you. So look, if we're looking at that and we say, oh, indeed, we say that your Earth is that distance away from the sun and that distance away from the moon. And we just told you that about 65 miles is to, that's why we know that they took that book away, the Americana Almanac, that Admiral Byrd tells you the latitude and longitude of our veil. Okay? He tells us this, folks. Okay? And they took that off most shelves of every library. But they want to put lewd stuff up in library and spend a bunch of extra money giving extra rights to LGBT queers, Qs, or whatever they are. See, what do they have to have more rights than your kids have rights, and more rights than you have rights? Rights. See, they want rights to run around in tights and put lewd and lascivious books on the bookshelves for kids to read and have drag queens read your kids. I would think not. See, something's gone wrong with y'all. Those people who believe in that, we should send them to Mars, maybe. How about that? Yeah, that's more like the truth. Get them people, get them booked on a flight for Mars. Because they're cuckoo. So we don't even know if we got anybody participating today. Nope. Nobody showed up. That's too bad, man. We had a good blowout session, man. Some good jams. So, and we had one caller in that was early. We talked about concrete, and we gave somebody the recipe for the strongest concrete in the world. So we got strong concrete, recipe for the strongest concrete in the world. You want to know that? We got the recipe for the strongest concrete in the world. See? We also offer a recipe here at Red Brick Channel to not only make the strongest concrete on earth, but also if you were going to make red bricks, we have a recipe for red bricks to have each red brick act as a battery. So get with us too at the Red Brick community. We'll give you the recipe for that, the know how to do that, and work with you as a team. If you need somebody to build or construct you a self-sufficient red brick domain. So we will sit down and work with you. Honest, fair, energy engineers. Help us re-engineer tomorrow. So what's going on? Who's conspiring? Hey, you got a call-in line? What do you want to talk about today? Turn off them televisions. And turn on some truth. Turn on up. Learn about meltology. What meltology is about. You know? Meltology, you know? Get to know it. Yeah. See, we have to recognize that, which is needed for we have to grow to understand that our perception completely confused by those who want to control us. You know, they use the television to program you and indoctrinate you into a world of lies. Instead of what I am doing, I'm trying to inform you truth and look with your own eyes, and you will awaken to this realm. And for it, you know, you'll see it. It was melted. Even in those people who call themselves Christians, go in Psalms 46:6. The heathen raged, and the kingdoms removed, and he uttered his voice, and the earth melted. See? So that's what it says right there in the book 246:6. So who's wrong? God? See, he tells you it's been melted. I'm telling you that they've been lying to us about it, and all these kingdoms and castles were moved and melted, and there was pockets of survival. Just like he said, I'll leave you cities you didn't build. I'll leave you homes you didn't build. I'll leave you wells you didn't dig. You see? Yeah. That's more like it, you know? You know what you need for some good concrete? Is get some Portland cement, silica, 100 kilograms, fine aggregate sand, 700 kilograms, coarse aggregate crushed stone or gravel, 1100 kilograms, water, 190 kilograms, and super plasticizer. Okay, that's so you can reduce the water content, and it's more beneficial for curing and being harder. So, you know, the hardest concrete on earth typically contains a combination of high quality cement, aggregates, and water. But we have a recipe here that makes it high strength concrete. So that's what you should go with. It's our recipe here at the Red Brick channel. We'll give you the recipe for absolutely free. See? But we're going to tell you, you're going to have the greatest result. So, if you need some instructions accordingly to our ratio, what parts of Portland cement per fine sand per part coarse aggregate and water, and why you put superplasty in there, and that's optional, but it's to improve workability, meaning you're going to have like a 28-day, 30-day cure cycle for the concrete you lay down for the heat cycle, for it to harden up. And it'll be worth it wetting it every day, a couple of times a day if you can. You will have the hardest concrete on earth, guaranteed. So just imagine if we could find ways to heat that whole thing all at once and to make it even stronger yet. See? What could we make? What could we build with fire? See? So much more we need to learn just by looking at the concrete mixtures and what we could do today. It's just humble people looking at ingredients and developing things, So that's at most ideal to, let it dry continuously for 28 days by putting water on it, and it would cure but know that all the mountains are melted buildings, and that's what we say. There's a lot of different controversy about, this is a dead titan frozen in time. Well, there might be some crazy big people that are frozen in time in rocks or something. I don't know, but I haven't seen them. I've seen some of these mountains where people say this is this face, but closer examinations, you see that's 2 red bricks. They just formed a mountain to look like a man or something or whatever, you know what I mean? So I don't have all the answers there, but I do know that meltology is a fact, and it's a conclusive science today, just from the evidence from the red brick people by themselves, just showing that electricity follows the least resistant path, and that was an occurrence that occurred everywhere on our grid, to every major city, to all these mountains, and there it is. And water followed the least resistant path that was carved out by that electrical surge. That wasn't that long ago. So that's how we end it today, saying that's a fact, and we just try to tell it like it is here. And that's what we're about, and we didn't want to spend all day doing that, but it seemed like we had a good connection here today. With we had probably 17,000 drop frames, almost 18,000 drop frames, and that's due to some setting that I'm not aware of on this computer here, because I didn't have that problem on the other computer. So we're going to wrap it up and say, that's it. Because I said we've been talking now live for 37 minutes. I've been trying to keep them under 30 minutes. See, because people don't stay interested. But I don't even know. There's probably not interest in the average person. But red bricks to you souls who understand meltology and the meltologist's mind. Peace. Red bricks.